This is the first Christmas in quite a long time where I don't have a pickup truck in the garage to haul a Christmas tree. So we're going to try out some luggage bars to put this Christmas tree on our Model Y. Now the top of the Model Y is kind of unique in that it has a glass roof, which is nice because we don't have to worry about scratching the paint. But we have to be careful with these bars to make sure we don't crack the glass. That would be a bad outcome. So that's my main objective. Haul a Christmas tree without cracking the top glass. Now Tesla does offer their own luggage bars or crossbars to put a luggage rack on, but those are $500 directly from Tesla. I found these on Amazon for 130 bucks, and so far they don't seem bad. Linked in the description below. For that price difference, I could not justify going with Tesla.
The first step in installation is to apply this paint protection film that comes with the kit on the areas where the crossbars are going to sit on painted surfaces to make sure that they're protected. So the first step here, I'm just going to clean off the painted surface where the paint protection film is going to adhere. And then next, measure out the locations to put these on. So dimensions are given off the front of the glass and off the rear edge of the glass in the directions. But I later found out those aren't even needed. The Tesla roof glass has marks in it where these bars are supposed to mount. I highlighted them in this photo in green because it was very difficult to get these on camera. But if you're looking for them in the right area, you will definitely see them. I wasn't looking for them, so I didn't notice them until I was taking the bars off. So you can see my paint protection film is actually a bit off of the Tesla mark. So you'll be able to get it right on if you see those marks in the roof. Then it's just a matter of sticking that film on the painted surface to make sure it's protected. That is a pretty nice thing with this budget kit. It still comes with this paint protection film. So far so good. Here's a look at the paint protection film after install. You notice there's a little legend on each one to make sure you put it at the right place on the vehicle. Between the roof glass and the painted pillar, there is a rubber gasket that runs between the two to help keep debris out of that channel. So the kit comes with this yellow pry tool that you push it in that location to make it ready to receive the J-hook. After you get the rubber tucked under the roof glass, the J-hook is able to slide in then under the glass. And if we look here, we can get a shot and see how that rubber is curled in the area of the J-hook there. The next step is to place the rubber foot that will go below the bar, and it has the same legend as the protective film, so you put it in the right spot. Now, one thing I noticed about this kit is the protection film below that rubber foot does not cover the entire footprint of the bar, so that's a bit of a miss for the kit. But once those rubber spacers are down, we can grab our bars and set them into place. Pretty easy for one person to do, definitely manageable. Once the bars are in place, you can install the included nuts. I just went and installed them all and hand tightened them to start with. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, one of my main objectives here is to put these bars on and haul a Christmas tree. But secondary to that, I do not want to crack the glass roof here. So this kit comes with this simple torque wrench. The plastic piece running below the Allen key basically works on deflection. As you deflect the Allen key, it then lines up with a pointer on kind of a wing piece on the handle part of the Allen key to limit your torque, basically. So when you get to that point, you're supposed to stop. So I was even more cautious than that and just went to wiggled the bar and went to a tightness where the bar stopped moving and the nut was locked in place. So there's a line on the nut that lines up with the line on the bar, and there's sort of a detent there to prevent it from becoming loose. So I definitely used the methodology. If it's too loose, we're not really going to have much of a problem, but if it's too tight, you crack your roof. So like I said, I basically went a heavy finger tight and then made sure it lined up with the correct position so that it locked in place, and I had no issues with that. The next step is to pop on the side covers, basically to hide the fastener to give it a nice smooth look on the outside. Once you get the hang of popping this cover on, it goes pretty easily. You just tuck the bottom in and rotate the piece up to the top and snap it down into place.
As a quick reminder, if you're finding any value in this video, please hit the subscribe button.
All right, we're testing out the bars. We're going 60 miles an hour. We can see the bars up top there. There's a very slight whistle. But nothing too obnoxious. Definitely could live with that. Okay, the tree made it home good, tied like this to the bars. Clearly there's a lot of tree still touching the glass roof. If I would have got this baled, it'd have been a tighter package. I think it would have sat better on the bars, but I think it still would have touched the roof. And the glass roof is not as susceptible to paint as scratching. So I just left it like this. Plus we had to drive out or walk out and haul the tree back by hand. So it was up here tied on already just to drive out of the tree farm. So instead of taking it down, having it baled, I just left it as is. The one thing I wish on these bars, there was a place to hook your tie down to. Everything is completely smooth, so there's nowhere to put the hook on. So I had to wrap it around and go back onto the strap. And with these particular ratchet straps, there's just enough before the end here to make that happen, but it did work out. So that's one thing to watch out for. There's nowhere to hook, but still works out fine. Mission successful.
After our successful tree haul, I decided to remove the bars. So it's simply reverse the process. We use our plastic pry tool to pop the covers off and then remove the retaining nuts. The entire removal process did go quicker than the install just because I was more familiar with the process. And these J hooks come out significantly easier than what it took to put them into place. One of the things we had to do to get our J hooks in place is to bend the rubber gasket between the pillar and the glass roof, and some pine needles got in there, so I vacuumed those out. And then I came back with the plastic pry tool and put the rubber back into place as it was before the install. It took a little bit of getting used to, but the finished result, it's hard to see exactly, but I'm trying to show it here, is that rubber went back into place almost 100%. It was stretched a little bit in a few places, but I was able to get it to lay back in that groove almost like brand new.
Here we are back to the stock look on our Model Y. If you found this useful at all, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll have more updates. You can put in the comments if you're looking for something particular for me to review or comment on, I can do that. So overall, I'm very satisfied with these luggage bars. For the $130 price from Amazon, I really don't think they can beat. Wind noise is pretty minimal. There's a little bit there, that's why I'm not gonna live with them in day-to-day life. And 99% of the year, I've got no need for them. Christmas tree is a special thing. I guess you could put lumber up there, but I'm going to get a trailer to do lumber and pull it instead of put it on the roof. Do be careful with your glass roof. You do not want to crack that. Finger tight is probably all you need, and maybe a half a turn with the Allen key on those. They're really not going to go anywhere. That J hook piece mounts in there pretty good, and they're pretty secure, so I don't think you're gonna have a problem with those flying off if you don't over tighten them. All right, another successful Christmas tree haul. Maybe some year I'll be able to convince the family to get an artificial pre-lit tree. Not happening anytime soon though. Thanks for watching. Adios.